earth signs. Happy September 2020. I am Bruxa, or Willpower, and I'm here to give you a tarot reading on the main energies that are going to be happening in September and coming up to meet you. So, yeah, this is for Virgo. We're going to start with Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgos. And then we're going to jump to Capricorn. And then after that, we'll do Taurus. You can find the timestamps for this video down below on the description box. I'm also posting all of the names of tarot decks that I'm using here today. And if you would like to contact me for a personal reading, my email is also down below. You can also support me. I'm going to put down my Venmo and my PayPal information down below. And please share this video with your friends if you appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, to like, comment, do all the YouTube things. And I'm going to start with Virgo, September 2020. All right, my dear Virgos, hello. So I sat here and I meditated on your energy. And before I even look at the cards, I want to tell you what came up for me when I closed my eyes and just let the download come through. I wrote down a couple of things that are pretty important for September 2020 for you. And here it says for you to open yourself up to the ebb and flow of life. I kept looking inside and seeing this ocean. And I think that there's something here that's talking about not clinging to one state of being or clinging to a type of feeling, but rather letting the feelings flow. So allowing all states to pass through you. You are safe to be vulnerable with those who you trust right now. So if there's sadness that comes up and you need to cry, it's okay to do that. You are safe. And the tears are actually really healing you. So it's important for you to just let any type of feeling that you need to feel and express, especially, to just come through you and not try to control it to go away or anything else. Feelings are natural. So just let them come. And they will, they'll come through and they'll go just like they do, right? So that's the message that came through when I sat down for meditation for you. So I hope that helps during the month. And I'm going to start looking at your cards, and I'm going to show you the cards first, and then we're going to interpret them together, okay? The first card, of course, is the King of Cups. Makes perfect sense to me with what I just said, because he is the king of emotions. So letting emotions come in and pass through you, very important right now. Rather than suppressing them or repressing them or pretending like you are something that you're not, that doesn't really cut it anymore. You've got the Emperor as well. You have Venus. I love this card. Divine Femme. Then we have consult an expert. More information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. Interesting. We have magic of nature. Little fairies in the bubbles in nature. Beautiful mountain. Maybe go for some hikes. Nine of Pentacles is here. Wonderful card to get. We also have the Seven of Swords. Yep. Makes sense with what was being downloaded in my third eye. We also have the Nine of Air. And Mystique, keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Dark Horse. And lastly, we have the Fool. Beautiful. All right, Virgo. So first of all, I really hope that you are able to celebrate this month and that you're able to get out and have a little bit of personal time with some friends, your closest friends. I know that this year has been really tough for birthdays, where we can't really gather a lot of our people, but it's really important for us for our mental health right now. Of course, public safety is important, but also make sure that you are being taken care of and getting social contact, because, you know, we are social beings. Human beings are social, so we really need to take care of our mental health as much as we need to take care of our public safety. So bring that hand sanitizer, but do go out there and meet your friends, and, you know, hopefully you're all tested and all that. And yeah, but I think it's going to be important to meet with people who you love. Especially if you get a chance to go out into nature with them, because then it's open air and it's less, you know, constricting, or since the Magic of Nature card showed up, you know, it's a good opportunity, I think, to be out in nature with your friends, with your fairy friends, or whoever whoever you identify with. Yeah, so I'm gonna say here, there are a couple of things. Mars is getting really big energy right now in the sky. It's getting into retrograde right now. So it's interesting that the Emperor came out in your reading, because it's an Aries card. We're talking about Mars, right? Mars, Aries, the Emperor, all of that energy is really intense energy. It's very powerful, masculine energy, and very much about conquering. I think about Alexander the Great sometimes, even though it's kind of awful, because he killed a lot of people and all, but that's how we know our history, right? It's by the very violent men that conquered places. But I mean, the Emperor is the king of kings, so there is a sense, of course, we're not killing people anymore as emperors, although if you look at our government, anyway, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna harness the energy of Mars that is positive rather than negative, right? So the positive side of Mars and the Emperor is empowerment and self-empowerment. It's standing in your power. It's absolutely knowing what you want and taking the action. Action equals Mars, right? Mars is action. So taking the it's actually very interesting energy between these two cards here, because one of them is all about feeling. So it's the King of Feelings, and then the King of Kings. Major Arcana cards usually talk about something bigger. It's almost like there's something that's pulling you right now that is even bigger than your feelings, but your feelings are a pretty big deal right now. So I think that you're using your intuition to take action, and that's a very good way to do it, because when you are tapped into what you feel, then you are able to take action from divine source rather than take action from reaction to someone who's having a fit or a tantrum or being violent or being dangerous, right? So you're actually tapping into your own feelings rather than being affected by other people's feelings, letting yourself feel the feelings that you have and then take action from them rather than react to others. this is a really good empowering duo here together. And I think that you'll be very grateful to have this this very healthy masculine energy, you know, of action, but also intuition. And then to go with that, we have Venus here. So Venus is all about what you value, right? She represents the goddess, mother goddess, or the empress, the mother, the pregnant woman who's about to give birth. So connecting to Venus has a lot to do with our values and what we appreciate, and how to honor those values. And there's a lot of beauty in honoring values, because I think that has to do with integrity and stepping into your own integrity and being like, knowing what you value helps you become an integral person. It helps you become more whole, and then life has more intention, if you know what I mean. So it's really good to have this healthy masculine energy of action plus intuition, but also this beautiful energy that reminds you what you are here for. What is your motivation? And also, this energy can be very creative too. So you might be feeling like more and more like you want to bring something to life, like you want to birth something, you want to create something. And I think that that's a really wonderful energy to have, right? Venus also does talk about justice sometimes, in the Libra sense, right? We have the Taurus Venus and we have the Libra Venus. And so there are different types of energies to Venus. But ultimately, she's searching for justice, and she's searching for beauty and trust, and being able to trust others. There's a lot about trust that came through too, like letting the tears fall with the people who you trust. So, if you value emotions, then really expressing them will feel right for you. There is a pull for you. I think the reason why this whole feeling your feelings and allowing the feelings to be there came up, I think because I'm seeing a lot of wanting to escape the feelings rather than face them and be like, no, I'm done, I'm canceling, I'm not doing this, I'm not, But the thing is that if you cancel your feelings, and if you say, no, I don't want to, no, like, I'm done with this is past stuff, I closed the door, I'm on another chapter, blah, 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 right? Which we do sometimes. The thing is that it will just come back later, right? So it's not something that you really can escape, because this card is a moon in Aquarius. So it's your feelings, trying to be cold about your feelings, trying to not be so dramatic, or try not to rock the boat or whatever. You don't have to rock the boat by being aggressive, but usually when people are able to be vulnerable, that's not really rocking the boat. And it's just showing and expressing what you're feeling, and then you express and you let it out, and then it just comes out, and it's not as big of a monster as it would be if you repress it and you're starting to feel it, and then you're like, no, I can't cry, but I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta cry in the bathroom, I gotta hide. No, you don't have to. You can feel these things. You went through a lot of stuff in the past years, and it's important for you to process it. And it's not good for you to deny or to say, you know, no, I'm done with that. No, the problems that you have right now will always be with you till the end of your life, okay? The thing is that the more you process them, the easier they'll be to access or to feel. So the more you normalize your feelings and you let yourself go through them, the easier it will be for you. And the less anxiety will be built inside of you. So you don't, you know, this card, I want to look at the book because this deck is a little different than the tarot decks that I usually use. But this card does talk about, in other tarot decks, it is associated with anxiety and not being able to sleep very well and being in your head about things. And sometimes that happens because we haven't processed the feelings. So, you know, I'm a huge advocate for therapy because you are able to talk to someone who has no opinion, or they're not going to tell you what to do like a friend perhaps would, or something like that. And sometimes we just need to blurt out and let the feelings out and let the tears out in therapy, and not be told what to do and not fix the problem. It's just to be able to let it out, right? So this is why it's important, because if you leave it inside your head and you don't process it, you don't let it out, then it becomes anxiety, and it becomes not being able to sleep, and all the voices that you heard and all the things that the people said to you. And when you speak it out and you're able to express it, even if it's with someone you trust, you have people who you trust who you could talk to about this if it's not in therapy, but you need to talk about it, and you need to talk about it not just once. You need to purge. You need to purge this, the stuff that happened, so that you can understand it better, right? Because if it's in your head, then it's just you, and you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to be this like strong, like, I'm gonna, you know, suck it up. Like, that's not really being strong, because that's running away from the feeling, and the feeling is actually really scary. So if you want to be brave, you want to look it straight in the eye, and you want to talk about it. You want to face it, rather than run away from it or say that it's over when it's obviously not, because it keeps coming up in feelings, right? Okay, sorry, I called you out a little bit. But I'm saying this because I love you, and I want you to have a really, you know, I want you to be able to be free, truly free of the things that haunt you and the things that give you anxiety. And the only way that you're going to be able to really do that is by, not just by letting time pass, but also by processing it. We all need to process our stuff so that it doesn't become, you know, anxiety, disease, all sorts of different weird stuff that is not good for us. But the cool thing about it all, we just went through like oh, by the way, consult an expert. Look at that. Didn't we talk about therapy? Someone who can help you with your issues of the past. You have a lot that you've been carrying, and it's not just from recent times. It's from, you know, childhood. It's from just stuff that has happened in your life. Like, no one comes out unscathed, you know, like everyone goes through a trauma or 2 or 3 or 4 or 400. And, you know, it's really helpful to be able to talk to people who know what they're doing, people who are experts in the fields of helping others. So do contact someone who is an expert in figuring out traumas. And if you downplay your trauma and you say, that's not really a trauma, it was just like a bad relationship, that's even more of a reason for you to go, because you know, the more you deny, the more you say that it doesn't affect you so much, the farthest away you are from actually healing it. So you need to come close to it, and you need to see that it is something that does matter and that does come up, and that you do need to process it. And it doesn't matter how long it's going to take for you to process it. You can do the work, right? You can sit and talk to someone who's going to help you get through it and accept it. Accept that it's always going to be there, but then that way you can actually free yourself from it, rather than saying it's not. It is, and I accept it, and I will process it, and I will keep processing it, and I will understand myself better through processing it, and understand my part in it, and understand their part in it, and separate things, you know, the things that come from me, the other things that come from them, the stuff that's their childhood stuff, my childhood stuff. I mean, there's so much, and it's a huge yarn. And sometimes when we do get involved with people, it all mixes up, right? And so people don't know, like, what is mine from now? What is mine from then? What is theirs from now? What is theirs from then? And whatever else that I might not even be thinking about. That's because the mind is so complicated. And that's why it takes us to these places of anxiety sometimes. Because when we don't have someone to help us, like, with a ball of yarn, what would it be like? Taking it apart, right? Taking apart the yarn and like putting each color to its correspondent little ball of yarn, so that it doesn't become this crazy mess of mixed traumas. So there is definitely, what I'm seeing for you, a huge breath of relief, I think, even though you still are working through the stuff from the past. I mean, it's like miracles are happening, new beginning is coming in, and also independence. You're feeling not only independence, but self-worth. You're seeing how much you're worth, and you're like kind of accessing the side of you that's like, if I don't get this is how much I'm worth. I know how much I'm worth. I'm not worth this, so I deserve better, right? This is what the Nine of Pentacles is talking about here. This is a very, very independent energy. This woman is in her garden with her bird and her robe, and she built this abundant life for herself, and she's loving it. The thing about this too is that she's not desperate to connect to others, because she is so happy by herself. And anyone who comes to her garden to get tea with her or dinner is a welcome bonus, right? It's not like, I need you to come and have dinner with me. No, she's happy with herself. Like, she fought for her independence, and she fought for what she deserves. She got out of situations that weren't good for her. She built her own world, and here she is enjoying herself. And everyone who is around her that she loves is absolutely welcomed into this space. And she has so much to give to others too. But it's not needy, and it's not, you know, I don't like that word actually, but you know what I mean? Like, she is self-sufficient. And that makes the connection with others even better, right? So that's really beautiful. And then with these two cards, Mystique charging ahead and the Fool, I'm just seeing this like kind of chariot vibe of going towards what you want, no matter what is ahead, just trusting it and really like charging ahead. The horse is all about movement, so it's about, you know, going. It's about going. It's about moving towards what you want. And the only thing is that, like, yes, it's like balancing out movement of getting what you want and going into this new beginning, but still don't forget to process, okay? This is really important for you. It's gonna make you feel so much better in your new journey, because your new journey is so beautiful and bright, and there's so much potential. And there's even more potential and greater rewards. Listen to what I'm saying. Greater rewards, better things, magnificent miracles are going to be happening the more you process your pain. So rewards come to those who go through the darkness, who don't escape it. So don't escape the dark feelings. Allow them to come. Enjoy also the good feelings. Enjoy the good times. Enjoy the love that you receive, you know, but also let in the difficult feelings when they come. Don't shy away from them. Let the tears fall. They're healing you. They are there because they need to be there. Don't be ashamed of them. Lastly, I want to read to you the rune that came out, which is this rune over here. Let's see what it's called so that I can leave you with a last message. It's called Wunjo. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. 115 page. Beautiful. Wow. Happy birthday. This says joy. This is the rune of joy and light. This rune is a fruit-bearing branch. The term of travail is ended. So the difficult times have ended, and you have come to yourself in some regard. The shift that was due has occurred. Now you can freely receive Wunjo's blessing, whether they be in material gain, or in your emotional life, or in a heightened sense of your well-being. Wow, that's amazing. This is an alchemical moment in which understanding is transmuted from knowledge. The knowledge itself was a necessary but not sufficient condition. Now you can rejoice, having been carried across the gap by the will of heaven. Joyousness accompanies new energy blocked before now. Light pierces the clouds and touches the waters just as something lovely emerges from the depths. The soul is illuminated from within, at the meeting place of heaven and earth, the meeting of the waters. There is a new clarity which may call for you to renounce existing plans, ambitions, and goals. It is proper and timely for you to do so, for Wunjo is a rune of restoration, of the self properly aligned with the self. So the self in the self properly aligned with the self. So the higher self, the ego self aligned with the higher self. What a gift. Enjoy life. Enjoy the beautiful gifts that are coming to you, Virgo. I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing month and birthday month. And I yeah, I will see you next month, my loves. Take care. Bye. Hello, Capricorn. How are you doing, my darlings? I hope this past month has been good for you, and that, you know, you have had a smooth ride. I am going to start your reading by reading what came through to me when I meditated on your month, the month of September of 2020 for you. I wrote down I had some notes of the things, the images that I saw, and this is basically what came through, okay? It says here, you are a flower. I know it's kind of cheesy, but but it's basically, it's what came through. It's what the universe wants you to hear, okay? You are a flower, a beautiful being in its entirety. Don't talk down to yourself. Be gentle and kind with your spirit. See yourself for who you truly are, truly beautiful. So, I'm just going to leave it at that, because I think if I explain it too much, just, you know, there's no need for that. But I'm going to show you the cards that I got for you, and then we're going to interpret them together, okay? So the first card that showed up is the Six of Wands. The second card is the Three of Cups. Then we have Uranus. Ooh, changing things up, Capricorn. This guy's always a fun one. Watch your thoughts. Makes sense. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. Yeah. Then we have trust your intuition. Isn't that cool? Beautiful planet. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh. That looks like a good time. We have the Nine of Wands. We've got healing. We have Isaiah, and it says, it's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. And finally, we have the Devil, which is your card, actually, Capricorn. So I'm seeing here and feeling that there is a pull towards some negative traits and patterns that you've been struggling with for probably a long time. It's not new, I think. It's something that and I do think that it has to do with the negativity of thought, because, you know, we're seeing here thoughts come out. We're seeing Uranus come out, which also kind of affects the like nervous system. And then we're seeing the Devil, which is, you know, the chains that bind us from our inner child who's still wounded and that we still have to process and heal. But ultimately, this negativity is actually coming from a very valid place. of having gone through a lot, right? It's not like out of nowhere. We're not gaslighting ourselves. We're definitely validating our feelings and emotions in order to, take the next step. Which I think with this is a lot about connecting to yourself and talking yourself up. That's the process of the healing. I think that's actually it's not the process necessarily, but it's the end, or well, there's no end to healing, right? We always are like continuously, working on it. But connecting to yourself is going to be the reward. Learning how to trust yourself more and more. Because I have a feeling that with the Three of Cups here, there's a feeling of, and then also the Six of Wands, there's a lot about others, right? The Six of Wands is about being recognized by others, and the Three of Cups is about being in connection with others and having fun and enjoying life. And it's a big old party. So when we see ourselves, and I think that this is something that is happening here, when we see ourselves through the eyes of others for a really long time, we kind of forget how to see ourselves. And even though it's really important to be validated by the peers that you have, you don't want to associate yourself to people who don't validate you and love you, and that would be toxic energy. But also, even when you have great relationships that are very giving and balanced, even then you still are receiving external advice, or you're still seeing yourself through the eyes of others, even when others are saying, like I said, you're a flower, you're amazing, that's still me saying it to yourself. And one of the hardest lessons in life is to learn how to say it to ourselves to the point where we believe it. So there are practices that you can do to start working on that. I definitely do mirror talk, and it has helped me connect to myself more. And also, whenever there are things that people say to you that you don't resonate with you to the point where you're like, I really don't believe that. I really don't think that's or that bother you, right? Things that people say about you. For example, if you're a really helpful person, if you're always taking care of others, if you're always giving and giving and giving, and someone says that you're selfish, then it is really hard to discern that you are not really a selfish person. And that sometimes taking care of yourself in the process, it's more about the person missing your love rather than you being selfish. Because if you need to give love to yourself, then that's okay. And if the person doesn't understand that, that means that they have something within themselves that's a thought that you don't have to adopt at all, right? You don't have to adopt that you are selfish. So noticing how much external validation really matters to you, be it positive or negative, will be important, because you have to start building yourself up. And then external validation can be less important than internal validation, but it can take a while, right? Because we are programmed to receive what's outside, rather than what our own intuition is saying, what we are saying to ourselves. So I think it's really important for you to start connecting more and more to yourself and what you think. Even writing down sometimes things that bother you, and why do they bother you? Why is it that what that person said bothers you? And when you ask yourself why, then you can disassociate from it. You can be like, that is not something I want to believe in. That's not something that I believe in. I believe in this. And it can be the contrary, or it can be neutral about it too. It doesn't have to be any opinion in like a formed way. And sometimes it will be very, very opinionated, and sometimes it won't. But you don't have to adopt people's opinions. And when they're positive and nice, great, but they should be as important as your opinion of yourself, right? So, okay, so I know you've been through a lot. You're probably kind of tired. You're tired of working. I can see that. And I think that that also has to do with the process of healing in some way. I feel like it's also like, it's not just to work in the, like, I'm working to get money or build up my career or whatever, but it's also working on yourself and the things that you have been going through with healing. So it might feel like the healing is never ending, and I will tell you, yes, it is, but that's not a bad thing, because if we were done, then what would be the point of life, right? We have to process all the things that we go through in life. And I think that one thing that I'm seeing here is that, like, what is it that you can do with the healing that you've been going through that can be a birth of sorts? You know, like, what is it that you want to birth with this healing that you're going through? It might be that you are at the pregnancy stage of birthing something. So it might be that you're not really ready yet to do it, to, like, you know, spread your legs and let the baby out. but there's machinations, you know, there's like, so something is going on within you that perhaps this whole, like, the thoughts that are negative are coming up because there's like a restlessness. So working on patience is really important, and then focusing your energy into something that will be birthed, that will be like just really what you want to birth, like what the product of your work. And that's not just work, like going to work, right? It's work, internal work that you've done in validating yourself, in celebrating yourself, in letting your freak flag fly more and more, you know, and then embracing that inner child that is saying, you know, I mean, I love this card because it also talks so much about what we're going through right now. It says, dissolve the empire, undertaking the new order of the ages. Death of capitalism. You know, this is what I see in this card. It's like you can see like the KKK shaking hands with the leader, vultures, you know, all around, the kids in front of the TV, being fed these lies and the newspapers, and the kids like fighting for the remote control. And, you know, in the midst of it all, and the money, the shark with the money all around it. And in the midst of it all, there's just this mother holding her child. I want to cry right now. Oh. So, it's a really beautiful card from a really gorgeous deck. I think that you are affected by what's happening in the world right now, and that is absolutely valid. Don't feel any shame, blame, guilt, anything. Let yourself go through it, and then birth the new world, the new order. We need to birth a new order, and you are part of it, Capricorn. You are a leader. You are our goat. You will go to the top of the mountain. You will do the work. And thank goodness for you. We are so lucky to have you here on this earthly plane. Trust yourself. Be good to yourself. You're so fucking good. And my validation shouldn't matter as much as your validation. So please just do practice on being really loving to yourself. I know it's gross and I know it's a little bit cheesy, but you know, tell yourself in the mirror, like, you are this flower. You are deserving of love. I'm going to make your dreams come true. I love you so much. You are gorgeous. You're beautiful. Whatever it is that you want to hear. And if you don't want to hear it, that's when you need to say it to yourself even more. Because you do deserve it. You deserve the recognition. You deserve the celebration. And you deserve the healing, right? That's what this is all about too. And what you birth from it is a product of the healing, is the process. It's what will help people be like, oh, that's weird and cool. So I might be inspired by that, you know. One more thing. I want to read you a rune. This rune over here came out for you. And then once that's done, we'll move on to Taurus. But let's see what it's called. I don't know if I ever will say any of these in the right way, but it says here it's Isa, I-S-A, and it's 137. Oh, wow. That was the first page that I opened. All right, so it says, this is the rune of standstill, withdrawal, and ice. It says, the winter of the spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are, in effect, blind. You may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long-cherished desire. Be patient, for this is the period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. Motherfucking runes, man. Okay. Positive accomplishment is unlikely now, okay? There is a freeze on usual activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy. Yep. And wonder why. A chill wind is reaching you over the ice flows of old, outmoded habits. That's the devil, too. Old, outmoded habits. Wow, everything is coming up. The Nine of Wands, the exhaustion. Trying to hold on can result in shallowness of feeling, a sense of being out of touch with life. Seek to discover what it is you are holding on to that perpetuates this condition and let go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. Doing so will bring on the thaw. Usually, Isa requires a sacrifice of the personal, of the I. At such a time, you cannot hope to rely on help or friendly support. Maybe that's why these Three of Cups and the Six of Wands are here, because you're like, you're not receiving as much as you usually do. And anyway, and yet there is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still. For what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but rather arises from conditions about which you can do nothing. What has been full must empty. What has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth. To surrender is to display courage and wisdom. And yet there is another face to stand still. Just as winter is a time for going within, drawing Isa can announce a time of restoration and renewal at the deepest level. Yep. All this exhaustion coming in with the healing, like restoration, healing, renewal. In your solitude, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old, the seed of the unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring. All right, talk yourself up. You are beautiful. Look in the mirror, say the good things, okay? And I love you very much, and I hope your September 2020 is very powerful. It looks like it's a very internal journey that is of healing and power and patience. So be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself, okay? I love you, and I'll see you next month. Bye, Capricorn. All right, we are talking to Taurus. Hello, my dears. I hope you have had a great August. And we're going to look at your cards for September of 2020 now. Let me get them. Oh, your rune fell. I wonder if it reversed or unreversed. I don't know if that's a word. Anyway. So I want to start, Taurus, with telling you a little bit about what came up for me when I meditated on your sign for September 2020. I wrote some notes about it. I just let like images come through, and then I interpret them and I write them down. For you, what happened was immediately my ears started tingling. And it was, I just felt really excited, like a coffee, like you drank a lot of coffee and now you're like highly caffeinated and you're kind of like buzzing, you know? But also on the other side of it, there's a little bit of anxiety. So, what came through was practicing grounding is going to be highly helpful for you in September, because there's a lot of excitement that's coming up, but that can almost like go overboard. You know when like you're boiling water and the water comes off the pan? So the boiling water is excitement, but when it comes out and when it like blows out of the pan or the pot, then it becomes anxiety, because you then you have to clean it up and it's not so fun, right? So anything that helps you relax right now is going to be good. A couple things that came through were nature walks. Nature walks will do you good, because you'll be exercising your body, but you're also going to be connecting to nature. So that's really good, and it's going to help you sleep better at night. Breathing exercises can help too. I'm sure that there are many places you can look on YouTube or wherever to help, have the help of people breathing deep, doing like Ujjayi breath. I mean, there's like so much out there that you can research and find. But yeah, breathing exercises. And then also putting your feet on grass or sand or the ocean or anything that's like natural will also help you connect with nature and keep you grounded. Then the anxiety will leave and the excitement will stay, because you want the excitement, but you don't want the anxiety, right? So I'm going to show you the cards that I got for you, and then we're going to interpret them together, okay? First, we got the Queen of Cups. Beautiful in her glory. We have the Chariot. Oh, starting off really well in September, Taurus. We have Virgo, our birthday sign right now. Oh, look at that beautiful, innocent lady. We have Wait. It says, don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. So patience looks like it's a pretty important energy for September. We have creative expression. Wow. Beautiful. We also have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Father. We have Francesca, and it says, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. And lastly, we have the King of Pentacles, your king. I love this card because, I mean, for so many reasons, but especially because of the star on the ground that says Daddy. And it says, it's called, in this deck, is called the Throne of Security. So, starting there, huh? So, I mean, I'm picking up on a lot right now already, but I'm going to start with these cards that talk about feeling left out in the cold, and also feeling like you need to share a load that is kind of heavy. So these are coming through with the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. So this card specifically talks about you not being able to feel at home for a really long time. So I think that that's where you're coming from in the past. And I think that there's a lot about this September month that is about letting go of that journey of doing things by yourself, right? This is what the Ten of Wands talks about too, is it's the man going up the hill with all the sticks to bring it back to the community so he can share it with the community, but he did it all on himself, so there's no delegation, and it's kind of difficult and heavy. And so it ends up, you know, there's like this feeling of like heaviness, and also lack or poverty infused with this card specifically. And it can also talk about spiritual poverty, like not being able to believe that there's salvation and there's something better ahead. But I think that you're finally leaving this behind, because what I'm seeing here is the Chariot, right? And the Chariot is all about connecting to your heart and your heart's true desires and moving forward from any feelings of loneliness, of inadequacy, not being complete, not being enough, not feeling like you belong. That's the word. I think that's it with the Five of Pentacles. And finally reaching a more grounded space, because with the Father and with Virgo too, you know, these are what these cards are about. Virgo is so much about grounding, and so is this energy of the Father. I would say here that there's like an up-leveling of belief and an up-leveling of understanding the world and how you manifest things. Oh my God, the King of Pentacles. Can you be more stable than that? This is the guy to marry, right? It's like, this is like super, super grounded energy, super stable, super like responsible energy. Taking charge, taking leadership, being an authority, but a respected authority, not a fear, like it doesn't come from fear, right? It comes from abundance, and it comes from, I am a leader because I share, and I am a leader because I watch out for you and for me and for all of our community, for all of us. So I take care of all of us. I do what is healthy. Virgo's very much about that. It's so much about health, and it's so much about routine, and it's about your daily going, you know. So bringing, you know, also Virgo has to do with animals too. So connecting to animals, connecting to your, to what's healthy for you, to exercise, to healthy foods, things that you can eat that will be nourishing for you. And then this energy of the Father that's wanting to just like provide, right? It's very, and daddy, both times, look at it, got both daddy here plus daddy here, two dads. You know, this is amazing. It's father energy is very powerful, and that is not only belonging somewhere, but it's making the world around you belong to you. So it's the father and the mother are both the foundation of a family. So it's not like perhaps in the past you felt like you didn't belong somewhere. So you're making yourself the center of belonging, right? You're making yourself like, now these are the things that belong to me. So if I can't go and belong to this, which I really want to belong to, I'm gonna choose to have things come my way. And I think that that's where this choice comes from, the desire, the visualization of what you want to have in your life. Like that's why it's an up-leveling, because perhaps the reason why you didn't belong before was because you weren't allowing yourself to become this authority figure, the center figure of the family. So now you're connecting to that more and more. You're desiring to belong, and you're taking the action to move towards it. That's what the Chariot is all about. So you're taking the action of the heart. You're taking the action to belong and to have others belong to you. And that comes from this very beautiful place of intuition and feeling. It's not coming from anywhere that is, you know, thought-based. It's based on your true feelings. And there's also a sense here of these two cards being together, of something being birthed, because creativity is all about creation, which relates to birth. I'm seeing very Venus types of energy. I mean, this can be related to the moon too, but it's very soft, feminine, creative energy that can come through with this new beginning. And I think that it's a lot about learning how to be more and more vulnerable and allowing yourself to just let the beauty of you come out, without being afraid of it, without being afraid of all of the vulnerability that comes through when you work with it. Also, it is saying, this reading is also saying not to rush into things, even though we have the Chariot, right, which is all about movement, forward movement. There's also another sense of balancing things. So, you know, the Weight card, right? It's this ability to observe and the ability to not jump impulsively into things, but do move ahead with your heart. So there's like this push and pull between that energy of patience and action. So I don't know how that's going to play out for you, Taurus, but it's an interesting opposite type of energy. So I mean, I'm seeing, I think that this has a lot to do with your belonging, your grounding, your manifesting, your visualizing, up leveling, like I said, and then grounding into the things that are healthy for you, grounding into your feelings, your vulnerability, and finally choosing to belong somewhere, finally choosing to truly belong. I got a rune for you. This is your rune for this month, and I'm gonna read it out of the book, so that we know what the runes are trying to tell you as the last message before we move on to the next signs, which are going to be done tomorrow. And I'm going to do air signs because Libra is next after Virgo. We're in Virgo season right now. So this rune that I got for you is called Dagas. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. And it's, let's see, 135 page 135. Wow, how beautiful. So this Dagas energy, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea before I move on. So it's the rune of breakthrough, transformation, and it's a day rune. So it says here, here's the final rune belonging to the cycle of initiation. Oh, interesting. Drawing dagas often signals a major shift or breakthrough in the process of self-change, a complete transformation in attitude, up leveling, a 180-degree turn. For some, the transition is so radical that they are no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. Bye-bye, Five of Pentacles. Because the timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point, predictable. In each life, there comes, so, you know, waiting to see it come through. It's not right now, it's not happening right now, but it's coming for you. In each life, there comes at least one moment which, if recognized and seized, the Chariot, transforms the course of that life forever. Rely, therefore, on radical trust. Very interesting. It's not much about trust in the cards, but okay. Radical trust. Even though the moment may call for you to leap empty-handed into the void. With this rune, your warrior nature reveals itself. If Dagas is followed by the blank rune, which in this case it's not, but let's read ahead, the magnitude of the transformation might be so great as to portend a death, the successful conclusion of your passage. So that's very crazy and interesting. And as I look at the clock, it's 1:11. A major period of achievement and prosperity is often introduced by this rune. So here's what I'm saying, up-leveling, right? The darkness is behind you. Daylight has come. Nevertheless, you are reminded not to collapse yourself into thoughts for the future or behave recklessly in your new situation. Considerable hard work can be involved in a time of transformation. Undertake to do it joyfully. So don't forget the work that you still have to do. It is an amazing up-leveling. You are going towards something much better in your life, but still don't drop the work. Keep doing the work that you've been doing so far. You have really grown and you are not spiritually or materially poor anymore. You know, you do have salvation. You can get inside that cozy home and enjoy it. You know, that you don't have to be out here looking out like, oh, I don't have this. No, go inside. It's fine. You can go in, you can make a fire, you can make some food, you can cuddle up in the couch, you can watch some TV, you can read a book, you can write a book, you can create things, you can be patient to see it all come about. And it's really truly like a really major energy of health and really beautiful transformation through hard work and through love. So I love you. I hope you have an amazing September 2020, and I can't wait to see you next month. We're going to be talking about October. We're getting into the fall and all that yummy Halloween energy. I can't wait for that. Okay, I'm excited now. I love you so much. Have a wonderful September, and yeah, take care. Bye.